Good morning, everybody. Today I'm going to be filming a day in the life of a full-time reseller, which I thought would be really fun. I'm also going to add in the addition of what I eat in a day. I'm not going to give recipes in this video, but you guys have been really loving my Facebook post about what I eat in a day. So I figured I'd just show you that in here too. First thing I'm doing, I'm outside right now. It's 6 a.m. in the morning. I wake up really early on my own, which gives me a huge jump start to the day. Definitely enjoy getting a good amount of work done in the morning. But I'm sitting outside right now letting Cooper out. I always, when I wake up, I put my pedometer on my waistband. I do track my movement. You guys have been following my health journey a little bit. And this is one of the things I do to track my movement to make sure I'm actually doing what I think I'm doing. After Cooper does what he needs to do, I am going to head inside, and every morning I'm trying to be consistent with doing my listings first thing in the morning. So they're just knocked away, done, over with, so I don't have to think about them the rest of the day. And while I'm listing, I always walk on my walking treadmill, which gets about 5,000 to 6,000 steps in, depending how long my listings take. So that's the first thing on the schedule this morning. I also always start with water, although I would love to wake up and immediately have a hot cup of coffee in my hand. I do try to fill my stomach with some water before doing any of that. So I'll drink this while I'm listing, and then after I'm done listing, that's when I typically make the coffee. I'm hoping this video helps you see how I operate my full-time reselling business. I get so many questions on Facebook, and sometimes it's just a little bit hard to answer them in text format. And I think I'll answer a lot of questions here without even realizing it, just for you guys to see like how I do what I do. If you guys aren't familiar, I do post a lot of reselling content over on my Facebook page. It's just Mellowstate Kelsey, if you want to look that up. I'll also have it linked in the description box below. But I post daily, typed out format, day in the life of a full-time reseller. And a lot of you guys have been asking, Cooper, come here. A lot of you guys have been asking, when do you take your photos? Like, I see your listing, I see your sourcing, I see your organizing and shipping, but where are the photos taken? I am so blessed that my sister Erin is actually working for me this summer. I am paying her to work for me. So she has been doing the photos for me this summer, and I don't have to worry about it. She gets paid to do it. It helps me tremendously. Once she goes back to work, once the school year kicks back up, then you'll see me start to incorporate taking my own photos into my schedule.
Let's talk about listing. So as a full-time reseller, I aim to hit 20 daily listings every single day. Sometimes life gets in the way and it doesn't happen, but my goal is 20 new listings or items up every single day. I am able to list 20 items in 1 hour, and I do this while walking on my treadmill, as you can see here. So that's 20 items and 60 brand new listings up across all of my different platforms. I'm able to do my listings so quickly because I use an automation tool called Nifty.ai. They work with Etsy, Poshmark, eBay, and Mercari, and it's a lifesaver. They have a delisting feature. They share my Poshmark closet all day long. They have an analytics page. I am so happy I switched to Nifty over 8 months ago at this point. I do have a free trial code and link in my description box. It's a top link if you want to try it out. And if you like it, I can offer you 15% off your very first payment. There's a lot of things I love about the platform. One of my favorite is that they have an inventory management tab where you can delist items in bulk or cross-list items with a click of a button. And then, of course, they have their delisting feature, which saves me so much time from having to manage my inventory.
My favorite time of the day. So today I was actually supposed to be sourcing. I usually source on Mondays, Tuesdays, and Wednesdays for the entire week. But it's rainy out, and I have so much stuff downstairs, which I'll show you in a little bit. But I decided not to go sourcing this morning. I'm going to actually do a pop-up whatnot show with some of the inventory I have. And I'm going to do a lot of editing for social media. I have to do a what I eat in a day reel. I have a ship with me reel to edit. And then I'm also going to film a what sold video for all my social media platforms, and then I'm also filming this video now, which I will edit and post by the end of the day. So although I had this day planned out yesterday, it's going to be a little bit all over the place trying to figure out because I'm not sticking to my normal schedule. So the plan is, like I said, Whatnot show today, and then Erin is going to come over in probably a few hours and photograph a bunch of items, which means she'll be in my office space. So I want to try to do as much stuff in my office right now so that I can be out of her way when she gets here. So I'm gonna make this coffee and start editing different posts and answering Facebook comments and answering YouTube comments and all of that stuff. After I do that, I will probably head out to the garage to start organizing stuff. I'm not really sure. I'm just trying to plan my day, thinking out loud here. And at 2:30 today, Erin has a Whatnot show, and that Whatnot show is out in the garage doing a bunch of buyout stuff. So I have to be out of the office early in the morning, and then I have to have the garage organized by this afternoon. And in between there, I'll also be running my own Whatnot show. So there's a lot to do. I'm just not sure what order I want to do it in. Oh, and I have to do shipping today, so that has to be done as well. I'll probably do shipping after drinking some coffee and doing social media work. Current coffee recipe that I use, I try to keep my coffee pretty low calorie because it does add up very quickly using cream. I do sugar-free. I love Torani syrups. This is one I'm using, and I'm almost out. We actually just placed an order on the Torani website for probably 10 different bottles of sugar-free syrup because it's way cheaper on there, if you didn't know, to get the sugar-free syrups from Torani themselves. So I'm waiting for that to come in, but I only have a little bit left. So I put 40 milliliters of this into a big Yeti thermos, into one of these thermoses. So it's like almost 1.5 to 2 cups of coffee. And then I do 7 milliliters of Chobani's sugar-free sweet cream sweetener. And then I do 7 milliliters of Chobani's cinnamon creamer. It's either cinnamon or the birthday cake flavor. They're both really good. So 7 and then 7. And then I do an entire serving, which is 30 milliliters of half and half. And it makes it so sweet and so creamy and delicious. And it's under 100 calories. I think it's like 80 calories. And I also put in about half a teaspoon, a quarter to half a teaspoon of monk fruit sweetener. So this is a sweetener and this is a sweetener. I'm telling you guys, I like my coffee sweet. Don't hate on me. Here I am in my inventory space. So if you're interested in how I organize this, I do have another YouTube video you can go find on my page. It's how I do an inventory audit, and I also go over how I organize this craziness. I will say I am debating switching up my inventory system, so stay tuned. What I do to ship my orders is I actually pre-print all my labels, and the SKU number for each item is listed on my label. So I just use my label as like my pool sheet essentially. It goes very quickly. All my stuff is pretty organized. So it shouldn't take me too long to do. And then I'm also, while I'm out here, I'm going to film a what sold reel for my social media accounts. Again, I don't know if I said this, but everything, all my social media is linked down in the description. I post videos and reels and all that type of stuff on TikTok and Instagram. My most used social media account is Facebook. I love Facebook. I post texts on there. I post videos. I post bolos. I post everything. I post daily reseller, like day in the life stories live, so you can kind of follow me throughout my day. It's definitely my favorite platform to post on outside of YouTube. But yeah, so that's what I'm doing. Oh, I used to do mentorship appointments. This is kind of a side note. I used to do mentorship appointments where I would call you one-on-one and we would go over all your reselling questions. I've gotten a lot of questions if I still do that, and people reaching out to me if I still do mentorship appointments, which I don't, unfortunately. However, I do have something kind of similar. It is my Facebook subscriber group, and the benefit of this group is essentially you can get your reseller questions answered by me within 2 days. I try to keep it at 24 hours, but sometimes life happens and I miss something or whatever. But 2 days, I will answer any questions that you post to my Facebook subscriber group, which is Mellowstate. And it's awesome. I love it. People, it's a good community. People share their own bolos. They share their own questions. And then people in the community and the feed also answer outside of just me with their own experience, which I think is very helpful. Because as you know, I share what works for me, but that doesn't mean it's the only way to do things. So if you're interested in a kind of mentorship group, you can head over to my Facebook page. I will also try to put that link in the description for you. It's $5 a month and you can get your questions answered real quick with that group. So anyway, let's get to shipping. We've got stuff to get done. Where's your toy go? Where is it? Where is it? He says, I have no clue. Good boy. Breakfast time. I'm making my breakfast. I had questions about what I made yesterday on my Facebook. I do 4 servings of liquid egg whites on the stove, heated up, and then I put a bunch of strawberries on top, like 100 to 150 grams. I'm gonna do a little bit of blueberries today as well. And then I chose a sola bagel. I'll show you the finished product, but a sola bagel with sugar-free brown sugar and cinnamon on top. So that's the breakfast for today. I got distracted. Dan and I started talking about business stuff and shipping took way longer than it needed to take. Don't ask me. So I never went outside to do the work I needed to get done out there. My show starts in an hour. It's 9:30 right now. I'm taking a break from work. I'm going to eat breakfast, continue spending time with Dan, and go from there. But I probably won't do anything work-wise until my show at 10:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Okay, so here's the breakfast that I've been making. Right now I have 4 servings of egg whites underneath this bed of strawberries and a few blueberries on top. I drizzled sugar-free maple syrup on top. This is a sola bagel with spray butter and cinnamon and sugar-free brown sugar. Okay, I am ready for the day. I did my hair just in these little cutesy clip moments because it's like eventually gonna be wash day. So this is like just to get me by one more day with the little clips up top. These pants are Ann Taylor, very out of my comfort zone. I don't wear this type of thing often, but I was going through my bulk buyout and these are one of the pants that used to like literally would never have fit me over a year ago. But now they're actually loose on me, which is crazy. This shirt is also from that buyout. It is J. Crew. It is a ribbed little Henley with the collar. This is the outfit. No shoes because I'm going to be home the entire day, but I think she's really cute. Very, very different for me.
Cotton blue little t-shirt shirt. Talbot size small, up and running now. Talbot size small, 100% cotton. It's a navy blue color with those button details. 5, 4, 3, sudden death. That's cutie patootie. Who's taking that? Wendy, thank you. We got a pair of Gap Fit size small.
Okay, everybody. It is currently 12:55. I haven't given you updates in a little bit. I started my Whatnot show at 10:30. I sold 106 items in just over an hour and a half. It was a really great show. I'm super happy. I didn't plan this show or anything. It was kind of a pop-up last minute decision. And usually I stay away from Wednesday shows because they are typically nobody really shows up. But today over 100 people showed up. So thank you from the bottom of my heart. It was so fun. I do have to do shipping for that. However, I'm very hungry right now. It is lunchtime, so I think I'm gonna take a break, eat some lunch. Between the end of my Whatnot show and right now, I did get caught up talking to my dad and Dan about Mellowstate business and analytics and numbers and just trying to figure out the Whatnot game because it's so confusing to understand their algorithm, but I love discussions like that. It's always so fun to hear other people's perspectives. Anywho, I'm going to eat some lunch and then I will get to shipping these Whatnot show orders. I still have to edit a few videos for today. I've already finished my listings. I need to go out before Aaron gets here to organize the garage as well. So there's a lot to be done in the next 2 hours because Aaron's Whatnot show for me starts at 10:30, or I'm sorry, it starts at 2:30 in the afternoon and I have to move shelving outside and I have to just do a bunch of stuff to get ready for that. So got to get to work. Okay, I'm definitely all over the place right now. So I made my lunch like I said I'm gonna do, and while I'm eating this, I am going to do more social media work. I'm actually gonna start editing the video you're watching now. I also have a ship with me video that I need to edit. So I'm gonna multitask because like I said, a lot of stuff to do in the next few hours. My lunch is homemade butter chicken. I did post this recipe over on my Facebook page. It is a pita on the side, and I just spray the pita with, I can't believe it's not butter spray. Judge me if you want to. It's really good and delicious. And most of the stuff in this butter chicken recipe is whole foods. It's a bunch of vegetables and then chicken and then seasoning. So try it out if you'd like. I sold 106 items, so now I'm gonna ship them out. I get lots of questions of how I do this so quickly, so we're just gonna get it rolling and you can watch. This is how I do my shipping. This doesn't mean you have to do your shipping like this. I always pull the trash can out and pull a bag of poly mailers out to get started doing my Ground Advantage orders. I also have all of my flat rate boxes ready and at hand just so I'm ready to go. I don't have to be running around all over the house trying to find the tape gun or the labels. I have the labels printed in bulk, and then I just get to work. And basically, you match up the buyer's name to the buyer's label that I have set on their piles. You can see there's a bunch of different piles. So that's how I do it. That's what I call the box method. So the box method essentially means that I create piles based on the buyer who's buying the item. So you'll see that each of these piles has a blue name tag on it. Those are the names of the buyers who bought each one of the items. So basically I have a pile full of shipping labels right here. And each shipping label has the username of the buyer on the bottom of it. So then I can just go through and find the label that matches the buyer's name. Sorry, I just said that twice in a row, but you got to understand what I'm doing because there's a method to my madness. So I wanted to share the current shipping settings I'm using for most of my women's, men's shows. Right now, I have a shipping profile set. My shipping weight for the profile is 8 to 11 ounces per item. And then I have a max of 7 items bundling together at once. And then for my shipping settings, meaning what material, like shipping material I'm using for my shows, I have both of those Whatnot shipping settings set to flat rate. Anything 1 to 5 pounds goes out priority flat rate, and anything 5 pounds and over also goes out priority flat rate. And that just saves the buyers a ton of money, and it makes shipping very easy for me. Anything under 1 pound that is sold on Whatnot is automatically sent out Ground Advantage. That's the settings that Whatnot uses. Using this shipping method, you have to understand and remember that I don't have to weigh these items because they are eventually going to go into a flat rate box. The only problem with this shipping method is if somebody comes in and buys one item from me and that one item they purchase ends up being a 2-pound pair of jeans, I am going to have to cover a pound of shipping because, as I told you earlier, just a second ago, my shipping profile is set to 8 to 11 ounces, which obviously is not going to cover a 2-pound pair of jeans. I've only had to pay for shipping out of pocket like once or twice doing this. It took me a long time to get here, but I'm okay with doing it if it makes the rest of the process as easy as it is for me. So just keep that in mind. It's what I do. This buyer got a Tory birch dress and a Rebecca Minkoff wool and cashmere sweater for so cheap. Anytime somebody buys 2 to 3 items from me, it goes in a padded, for how I have shipping set up now, it goes into a medium flat rate box. If somebody comes in and buys 7 items from me, it goes into a large flat rate box. So I have been selling on Whatnot for over 2 years at this point. So I set up my shows to be random pools. I do not preload items. It's what I've learned to work for me more recently. However, when I first started and was trying to gain a following and a platform over there, I did preload all of my items, which I highly recommend for new sellers over there because it allows people to know what you have, what you are going to bring to the table, essentially. I also recommend if you're a new seller over there to promote. And I'm not talking, do not pay Whatnot to promote your show. I mean, tell people about your show, post it on social media, share the brands that you have, go into shows and ask if it's okay to promote, and tell the time you're having your show and what you plan on selling and how much you plan on selling the items for. That is so important to never stop talking about what you do on this app. And if you've been watching my Whatnot before, or you've seen some of my shows and you want a certain brand, you want to shop for me, but you don't see the brands you're looking for, definitely leave the brands you'd like to see in my Whatnot shows in the comments and I will look for them. This is a Lululemon Swiftly tee, and then she also got a linen JGL piece from me for super cheap. The last thing I want to cover right now is why do I sell on Whatnot when items go for much less money than they would if I just listed them on eBay by myself? The short answer is it's a quantity game almost. I do have qualifications I look for when I'm shopping for Whatnot, but just think if I'm selling each one of these items for $5 a piece and I run 500 items in a show in an hour and a half, even if I'm selling them for $5 each, that really adds up very, very quickly. Okay, I'm in a rush because I just finished packing for my Whatnot show, and now I am having to rush outside to prep for Aaron's Whatnot show. So this is what we're working with. That's the items we're pulling from. But I'm going to have to clean this all up, move this shelf inside so she has somewhere to tag things and box things. And she's going to be pulling from all those cardboard boxes back there. So we have about 5 minutes to get this done. Okay, today has been absolutely a whirlwind. As I said, today was supposed to be a sourcing day, and it turned into a me staying home and running my own Whatnot show day, which is fine, and it was amazing, and it's been so fun so far. But when I do changes in my schedule, when I make changes in my schedule so last minute, I do feel like everything is a little bit more chaotic than it needs to be. I set Erin up for her Whatnot show. If you didn't know, my sister Erin is helping me this summer. She's a teacher and she's off. So she's helping me photograph my items and she's helping me run Whatnot shows and do the Whatnot shipping for the show she's running, which has been absolutely amazing. So she is running a show on my channel right now. I have a second to take a breather. I don't really have very much other stuff to do today. I'm ready for my Whatnot shows tomorrow. I have a plus size show every single Thursday. I have all my stuff ready for that. I have all my stuff ready for a Wednesday or for a Friday morning Whatnot show. I'm actually doing 2 shows every day and everything is good to go for that. I could do a little bit of organizing, but nothing that needs to be like filmed and documented. It's just like normal tidying up stuff and getting ready. So I have my office to myself right now. Nobody else is in here doing photographing and stuff. So I think I'm going to sit down and do some more social media work, which includes editing, answering comments, creating Facebook posts. It's so funny. When I first started posting videos to Instagram and to TikTok, I first started on TikTok, then I started on Instagram, and then I started on Facebook. I never thought it would ever become a job or a form of income, but since I started, it's been over 2 years now. It's definitely become that. I'm really pushing to grow all of these pages, and with expecting growth or with trying to get growth, obviously I have to put more time into it. So I feel like this is like the first month I finally have like a schedule, or I finally prioritize sitting down and dedicating time to making YouTube videos and editing different types of reels and answering comments. And I'm posting like daily on the life videos. So it's been a lot of fun experimenting with it, but it just takes a lot of time. So I need to set the time aside or else I'm not going to do it. So that's what I'm going to do right now. It's currently 10:45. I've done my listings for today. I always like make lists in my head. So I'm going to talk out loud again. I've done listings for today. I had a Whatnot show. I shipped the items for the Whatnot show. It took me 30 minutes to ship 106 items, which is crazy. And those are like my like those are the things that I want to get done every day. I want to also go to the gym today, later tonight, outside of work hours. And I just finished cleaning the kitchen. Everything's good to go. I really do have time to mess around with some editing and social media stuff. So that's what I'm going to do.
I'm gonna play some videos in the background and kind of watch my normal YouTube channels, and I'll catch back up later. Okay, it's currently 4:10. I just finished making the thumbnail for this YouTube video. I'm really proud of how this video turned out. I hope you like it, which reminds me, if you guys do like my content, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel if you want to see more. I'm really going to start trying to push more content out on here, and it takes quite a lot of time to put together. So that thumbs up, liking, subscribing, even commenting really helps me out. I am going to finish editing this, just adding in this last clip here. I'm going to post the video. I'm going to make a snack because I'm super hungry. And the only other things I think I'm going to do with work today is moving some of the empty totes that I emptied today during my Whatnot show back out to my inventory space just to get them out of the house. I am also going to edit a what I eat in a day video, and then I'm basically done for the day. I woke up and started working around 6 a.m. I did have about probably like an hour. I don't know. There was a lot of time in between all these clips where I wasn't actually working, but I feel good about how I'm ending off the day. I'm super excited to get this video up. I'm gonna go, like I said, get a snack, probably make a Ninja Creamy, and just kind of relax for a little bit before heading to the gym, making dinner, cleaning the house up a little bit, all that good stuff. But anyway, smooches to you.